So we are in downtown Brooklyn, Flatbush Ave, off of Nevins, and we are going to be documenting the gentrification of Brooklyn, talking to some locals, whatnot, and see what they think about what's happening in their neighborhood that they grew up in. I mean, off the rip, look at this building. Gentrification. It's the process whereby the character of a poor urban area is changed by wealthier people moving in, improving housing, and attracting new businesses, typically displacing current inhabitants in the process. So, Whole Foods. Well, I read in an article that Whole Foods is the Lewis and Clark of gentrification. This made so much sense, because you know a neighborhood is finna grow under some gentrification, remodeling, if a Whole Foods pops up in the area. How long have you lived in Brooklyn?
I lived in Brooklyn about 10 years. Well, I think there is something to be said that you don't see Whole Foods popping up in every neighborhood, right? And so they're mostly in neighborhoods that are gentrified. So I would say, yeah, my thoughts, I think it's good to have quality businesses in neighborhoods. I don't think that it should be dependent on the people. You know, I think everyone needs quality businesses, access to healthy foods and fresh foods. You know, a lot of non-gentrified areas are considered food deserts. And so I do think that these type of establishments and businesses should be everywhere.
And how long have you lived in Brooklyn?
I grew up here and then left for 9 years and then came back 4 or 5 years ago.
What is your opinions on gentrification in Brooklyn in general?
I would say it's pretty mixed. Like on the one hand, I think it's done a lot of good for Brooklyn, and like I understand why people want to live here and why they're coming here. But you also really see how you know, all the folks coming in are also pushing people out and impacting like low-income residents as well. So it's pretty mixed.
How long have you lived in Brooklyn?
I've lived in Brooklyn for 18 years.
Bet. Born and raised?
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. What are your thoughts about the changes of this neighborhood?
They're cool. New stores, new streets, no crime that I like that for real.
Sure. Okay. How long have you lived in Brooklyn?
I'm a Brooklyn native, so I was here my whole entire life. So a whole bunch of different buildings have went up since my time living here. The prices have went up. The rent is different. It's crazy. Like, what I'm used to has all drastically changed. All the franchises that used to be here aren't here at the moment anymore, so that sucks as well. The demographic is also changing because a lot of people are getting put out of their homes because they can't afford the rent that's in this area. And it's crazy because the rent was never that high.
A month and a half.
A month and a half? Okay, great. What are your initial thoughts about gentrification in Brooklyn specifically?
I don't care about it. No, I care, obviously, but, like, it sucks. And then they drive up the prices high up. And, like, when they did it in my area, it's not nice. But what can you do?
We have another empty lot that they've broken down, and just another example of how they are really rewriting this entire neighborhood for their own selfish gain, you know? And, you know, it's crazy because Spike Lee would not approve.
So down this block here used to be a hospital, and now it's like a apartment building, but obviously it's for majority people, you know, people not our skin color.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And based on that, how do you feel about gentrification in general? And what do you think we can do as a community or government if you think there's anything that needs to be done in the first place?
Honestly, I don't really mind it, honestly. But I think us people, we should probably just stick more together instead of being like separated and just being more of as a unit.
I've lived in Brooklyn for over 30 years. 441 Ocean Avenue. Definitely not the same anymore. It's so gentrified now. The liquor stores are now considered wines and spirits. The corner bodegas are now gourmet corner stores. Everything just looks so different. All these high-rise buildings going up. I don't know who's paying those type of rents, but it's It's just not the same anymore.
So basically, we just went through downtown Brooklyn, talked with some people, some folks about gentrification in Brooklyn, and we kind of got the inside scoop to what it's all about. Overall, we got mixed opinions about it, good, bad. Do people care? Do they not? How were they affected? And overall, we just understood that it affects everyone, and that it's not something that you can't see. It's apparent, it's present, and as a community, and more importantly as society, we should address these issues and figure out what's best for us, which is not gentrification, but improving these communities just to improve them. You know, not kicking people out of their homes, not upping prices, but doing this because we feel like our community should be upgraded as the years go on.